Okay, this next piece, we're going to be using our graphing calculator. We're going to sketch these graphs, and we're going to kind of generalize the shape. And we have done this before, and we've done it with quadratics, and when we say it's a U-shape. So we're kind of doing the same thing here. We are going to graph this and say, okay, well, this looks like this letter, or this looks like that letter. And I think that helps us kind of remember, okay, when I see a cubic or a square or a quartic, which is the fourth power, you can easily visualize what the graph is going to look like, and that might allow you to easily come up with your solution path for whatever problems we're solving. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to type this function in. So we got x squared plus 4x plus 3. I'm going to graph it. And, you know, just kind of a generic graph. You know, I got zeros that are about 1, -1, and 3. I got a y-intercept that's about 2 or 3. And, you know, general shape opens up. It's a U-shape. Okay? And, you know, the other things that we can point out, hey, it's got 2 zeros, right? That's important. Look, it's squared. We have 2 zeros. Let's see what happens with this guy. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to graph this guy. So I'm going to clear that other one out there. We don't have to graph them all together. What happens when we increase by 1 more degree? So it means we're adding 1 more factor. I shouldn't say add. We're putting a whole nother factor into this quadratic, and so that gets us a cubic. So how does that change the graph? Okay, so now let's look and see what we got here. I'm kind of looking at my zeros. It's about a half, negative a half, about a half, and 2. So and it's got like this snake shape, or we like to say a sideways S. And notice how many zeros does it have? It's got 3 zeros. Okay. So the maximum number of real solutions that a graph is going to have is related to its degree. So if I have something that it's to the fifth degree, the max real solutions are going to be 5. Okay. And notice here too, this is squared, this is cubed. Notice we have 1, and this is a valley, right? But then we have a peak, and we have a valley. So we have 1 kind of like U-turn, and this has got 2 U-turns. So as we go to the fourth degree, let's see what happens. So this one is kind of a shape. This is, so hey, we added another, if we go here, we had 1 U-turn, 2 U-turns. So what's your guesstimation? Well, if it's to the 4th power, I'm probably going to have another turn added in, right? That's what the extra factor is going to cause my graph to do. So I'm going to go x to the 4th. And this one's kind of hard to tell based on the format of the equation. There's only 2 solutions that I'm seeing. And so if I adjust my y min a little bit, I'm going to see where it dips. So the example is a little off here. So I only see this, and this is actually going to be more of a W shaped. So the example that I have here is kind of a bad example. Let me see, make sure that I put this in. Oh, see, not a bad example. I put it in wrong. Now we got a better example. Okay, so now look at this. We got this W shape, and look how many turns there are. There's 1, 2, 3 turns. And notice this, it's like 2 U's put together, right? So if it's squared, 4th, 6th, 8th, you're going to have this general format. And it can change depending on your numbers, but this is the general shape. And so we'd get some sort of W shape. I'm just kind of drawing a general graph here. So 5th power, well, I'm going to say it's probably going to be close to an S shape because that's what the 3rd power was. And I'm going to say that there's going to be 4 U-turns because it seems to be that there's always 1 less than the degree. And that's the pattern that I'm seeing as I graph these. So let's see what happens. I got x to the 5th minus 5x cubed plus 4x. Yeah, a little bit of an S shape. I'm going to zoom standard here real quick. I'm going to notice here that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. Forgot to count the zeros in the last one. So you do kind of have this snake-shaped roller coaster feel to it. And it looks like we're at like 2, 1, 0, 1, 2. And we kind of pop up and down, right? So we still kind of have this S shape where we alternate sides. This one we got opening up on the same sides. And these are general patterns that, as you look through these, I see something to the 5th degree, I know I'm going to get this type of idea happening, right? If I have something to the 4th degree or 2nd degree, I'm going to get like a U or a W shape. So those general patterns are going to help you visualize what's happening to each graph.